is Fenella Jingga Keissataqtha, and in this video, I would like to share my answers regarding to the final exam of speech listening. So there will be part A and part B. So for now, I'm gonna start with the part A first. And I actually already wrote all of the questions here, and I will answer it one by one. So for the first question, why did the speaker become a referee? Alright, so the speaker became a referee. It's not about the money. However, there are two reasons why the speaker wanted to be a referee, which are he wanted to stay in a good shape, and the second one is because he wanted to learn on how not to take things personally. Next, how much does the speaker earn per match? So, the speaker earned 20 euros per match. Third, what kind of comments do spectators usually shout? So, the spectators usually shout negative comments. For example, loser, are you blind? And etc. They hardly ever encouraging or commenting positively. And the fourth, what is the first strategy mentioned by the speaker? The first strategy is about, it is not about me, which means that we have to look for the other person's intention. Next, what is the second strategy? The second strategy is, it is about me, which means that we have to give yourself, or we have to give ourselves empathy. So we have to speak up as well. Next, why does the speaker say the ego causes us to take things personally? Well, the ego, our ego wants others to take us into consideration. Our ego doesn't want to be criticized, or our ego wants to be acknowledged. For example, by saying, I'm the one who's right, I'm not wrong, and then others people wrong. So our ego which takes over our control. Next, how does shifting from me to we help reduce negative reactions? Shifting from me to we help reduce negative reactions, because when we think about us or we, then we try to see from the other person's intention or perspective, rather than simply focusing on ourselves, or like focusing only on our feelings. By reflecting our interactions and also relationship of both of us, then we will know from other sides of perspective. So it means that we can control our ego. Not always, everything is not always about me, but it is also about anybody else. So we try to understand more about our surroundings. And then, why do negative thoughts dominate our thinking according to the speaker? According to the speaker, the negative thoughts dominate our thinking is because per day, our brains produces around 50,000 thoughts. And you know what? So, like, there is only 50,000 positive thoughts, which means that the rest of it, which is 80%, is dominated by negative thoughts. It means that the negative thoughts is the one which is naturally dominate our mind, rather than the positive mindset. Next, explain when criticism becomes personal for someone. Okay, so criticism might become personal for someone because we might think that when other people criticize, so it has the truth behind. And also it may remind us about our childhood experiences where we feel like we are not that good enough or full of insecurities. So that criticism is actually may trigger our brain or our memories. And then, what is the deeper message of the 20 euros example at the end? Okay, so the 20 euros not only simply means that just money. However, it's more than that because it has deeper meaning. So, people may attack you, criticize you, or even ignore you. They may crumple you up with their words, and then they also may spit you cut, and then or walk all over you. However, whatever they do or say, it will always keep your value. And then, have you ever taken something personally, like the speaker give an example? Yeah, of course. It's not only once or twice, so it's several times. For example, there is a friend of mine, which is usually when I try to tell my story, she always excited or always responds with a good response, just like what I want she to respond me. So I can see from her expressions and from their words, intonation especially. However, at that time, I noticed that there is something different from my friend because she is not like usual. She just responds me brief, and then like I don't see any excitement from her face or her intonation. And at that time, when I got home, I was reflecting on myself, like saying to me, maybe she just having a bad day and she doesn't want to tell me anything, or maybe she has kind of like personal problem that she didn't want to tell me as well. That's why I try to think that maybe she still has her own problem. So yeah, like that. And then, when someone criticizes you, how do you usually react and why? Honestly, I will react sad, hurt, and overthink about that. Why? The reason is because I think it's because my personality. Because I usually take anything emotionally. So yeah, when somebody like criticize me, I keep overthinking. Maybe I do something wrong, and then maybe because they just want me to like how to say, like be better in the future. However, after I got like criticism, I kept thinking that like over and over, and then I kept blaming on myself, like keeping say negative words to me, saying like it's all my fault and I am not good enough, I'm not that perfect. And I sometimes also when somebody criticize me, I also like crying because yeah, I often take everything emotionally, so it's all because of myself actually. And then, which strategy do you think is easier? Not about me or it is about me? And explain. Okay, so in my opinion, the strategy that it is easier, it is not about me. Because I'm the type of person who thinks other much more than how I think about myself. So for me, the harder it is about me. Why? Because in my personality, like I think about others much more than I think about myself. So it is easier for me to understand my friends or the other better than me than how I understand about myself. So I think I need to reflect on it, on how I should improving my self-love. And then, do you agree that most negative feelings come from our own thoughts, not others? Yeah, I totally agree with that. Because so this is so interesting, because sometimes when we look for like others who like not criticize on ourselves actually, but it's just came out to our brain. Like we keep thinking that that person is talking about me, like they like will laugh at me and etc. However, it's just our own mindset. The reality is not like that, so that would not happen. Why? It's because I experience it. So it's like others people do not really think about us. Like they just think about themselves, just like how we think about how. Like some people think about themselves rather than just thinking about that person. So the negative comments often come to our brain because of that. Not only that, it's because how the negative thoughts which is dominate our brain and which is like naturally come to our mindset rather than the positive one. So yeah, the reason is like that. The last question of part A: how can this talk help you in your daily life, such as school, friends, and family? Yeah, of course, it will so much help me to not overthink about every single thing. That when people won't judge me, it just came to my brain or my mind. So this talk really helped me to not really care about others. I mean, like in this case, I don't really think about how they will commenting at me. Like I just have to think that if they like not acting like just like how I want, so I should think that he or she still has some problem in their own life and they need some space to solve it by themselves, to deal it with themselves. So it's not always about me, so it's about us, like that. Okay, so and the next part is about the part B, and I would like to answer it in Bahasa Indonesia as request. Alright, the first. Saya menggunakan AI atau aplikasi speech to text karena mendengarkan audio bahasa Inggris secara manual membutuhkan waktu terlalu lama. 2. Tidak setuju. Karena saya sangat jarang, hampir tidak pernah menggunakan AI untuk transkrip video atau audio dalam bahasa Inggris. Akan tetapi, saya menggunakan AI terlebih dalam hal listening audio atau video hanya untuk mencari kosakata yang sekiranya memang saya tidak familiar. Jadi bukannya tidak pernah menggunakan AI, tapi ya saya pernah menggunakan AI, tetapi hanya untuk mencari kosakata yang sekiranya saya memang tidak familiar dan saya ingin mengetahui sebenarnya itu kosakata apa atau itu kata apa yang diucapkan oleh speakernya, seperti itu. Dan berdasarkan pengalaman saya ketika menggunakan AI itu jadi misalnya ada klip video yang saya tidak paham ini bicara apa, jadi saya record audio tersebut dan juga saya langsung lari ke aplikasi CapCut dan saya klik transkrip subtitle di situ, seperti itu. Tetapi jika memang videonya di YouTube dan tersedia subtitle, saya akan menyalakan subtitle di bagian yang mana saya tidak memahami kosakata tersebut. Begitu. Untuk yang kedua, membuat ringkasan listening menggunakan AI jauh lebih mudah daripada harus mendengarkan audio berkali-kali. 4. Sangat setuju. Ya, kita memang tidak bisa kita pungkiri bahwasanya menggunakan AI untuk merangkum atau meringkas rangkuman itu sangatlah mudah. Karena hanya membutuhkan waktu beberapa detik saja, apa yang kita mau langsung bisa dikabulkan oleh AI tersebut. Akan tetapi jelas hal ini sangat berbeda ketika kita mengerahkan effort atau usaha kita untuk fokus atau pay more attention di video atau audio tersebut. Itu sangatlah beda ya. Jadi iya, tentu saja ringkasan yang dibuat menggunakan AI itu jauh lebih mudah daripada kita mengenal atau saya mendengarkan audio itu berkali-kali seperti itu. Untuk yang ketiga, tujuan utama saya menggunakan AI dalam tugas listening adalah agar segera mendapatkan nilai yang bagus, bukan untuk melatih telinga saya. 1. Sangat tidak setuju, karena seperti yang sudah saya katakan sebelumnya, bahwasanya saya menggunakan AI itu hanya diperuntukkan ketika saya menemukan atau mendengar kosakata yang saya tidak familiar, sehingga saya harus ke AI atau menyalakan subtitle agar saya dapat memahami dan mengerti maksud dari apa yang speaker tersebut bicarakan. Jadi tidak semena-mena hanya saya ingin mendapatkan nilai yang bagus, karena bagi saya nilai yang bagus itu tidak selalu perfect, hasil yang sempurna, tidak. Tetapi nilai yang bagus itu ketika saya telah berusaha mengandalkan diri saya sendiri, mengandalkan kemampuan diri saya sendiri, dan itu seberapapun nilainya itu saya sangat appreciate atau menghargai hal tersebut. Selanjutnya, saya merasa kemampuan mendengarkan atau listening skill saya tidak berkembang karena terlalu sering mengandalkan transkrip AI. 1. Sangat tidak setuju, karena ketika saya berada di semester 4 dan ada mata kuliah speech listening, saya merasa sampai saat ini bahwasanya kemampuan listening saya sangatlah meningkat, karena ketika di kelas ataupun ketika mendapatkan tugas yang harus dikerjakan di rumah, saya memang sebisa mungkin tidak menggunakan alat bantu apapun, karena saya sangat ingin mendapatkan hasil yang sangat maksimal untuk output di kemudian hari. Jadi saya merasa dan akhirnya saya bisa membuktikan bahwasanya kemampuan listening saya sangatlah meningkat, meskipun memang saya masih harus belajar, masih harus meningkatkan dan mengembangkannya lagi, seperti itu. Selanjutnya, ketika tidak memegang HP atau aplikasi AI, saya merasa kesulitan dan bingung memahami percakapan bahasa Inggris secara langsung. 1. Sangat tidak setuju, karena ketika saya melatih kemampuan listening saya saat di kelas tanpa menggunakan HP atau alat bantu apapun, itu sangat berdampak saat ini. Jadi ketika saya mendengarkan orang ketika berbicara bahasa Inggris di depan saya, atau kan saya juga mengikuti komunitas speaking English, jadi saya ketika mendengarkan mereka berbicara dengan bahasa Inggris, saya paham karena saya tidak menggunakan AI sebelum-sebelumnya untuk jalan pintas atau shortcut seperti itu. Pertanyaan terakhir, saya sadar bahwa penggunaan AI telah mengurangi konsentrasi dan fokus saya saat sesi listening di dalam kelas. 1. Sangat tidak setuju. Seperti yang sudah saya katakan, bahwasanya saya hampir tidak pernah menggunakan AI untuk jalan pintas, hanya sekedar semena-mena untuk saya ingin nilai saya bagus seperti itu. Tapi saya menggunakan AI itu hanya di waktu tertentu saja, ketika memang saya tidak familiar dengan satu atau dua kata atau frasa atau sentence. Jadi saya membutuhkan AI untuk transkrip di bagian tersebut saja. Jadi tidak keseluruhan dari video tersebut seperti itu. Baik, sekarang menuju ke pertanyaan terbuka. Yang pertama, bagaimana Anda memandang masa depan kemampuan bahasa Inggris Anda jika terus bergantung pada cara ini? Baik, ketika saya bergantung terus-menerus kepada AI, otomatis kemampuan bahasa Inggris saya, terutama listening atau mendengarkan dalam bahasa Inggris, tidak berkembang dan tidak berguna untuk kemudian hari. Karena memang saya sendiri sangat ingin untuk melanjutkan studi S2 saya di luar negeri, di mana saya dituntut untuk berkomunikasi, untuk berinteraksi dengan orang-orang menggunakan bahasa Inggris. Jadi, ketika saya saat ini atau bahkan sebelum-sebelumnya sangat terlalu bergantung pada AI, saya tidak menjamin bahwasanya saya bisa mengikuti pembelajaran atau kehidupan saya ketika di luar negeri nanti dengan baik. Oleh karena itu, sebisa mungkin saya sangat teramat menghindari penggunaan AI, terlebih untuk listening skill seperti ini. Selanjutnya, apakah Anda merasa esensi belajar Anda telah hilang? Jelaskan dengan detail. saya tidak merasa esensi belajar saya telah hilang, karena memang dari saya sendiri, saya orang yang sangat memiliki minat belajar yang tinggi, terlebih lagi di era perkembangan teknologi seperti ini. Jadi karena adanya artificial intelligence, saya ya tidak bisa dipungkiri bahwa memang saya cukup sering menggunakan AI untuk brainstorming dan lain sebagainya. Nah, karena hal tersebut, saya tetap ingin belajar untuk terus meningkatkan kemampuan berpikir kritis saya. Jadi saya tidak mau nantinya pikiran saya atau critical thinking saya itu hilang dan digantikan oleh AI, sehingga saya tidak bisa menjalankan kehidupan dengan baik, dengan normal di kehidupan maksud saya di masa depan nanti, karena saya terlalu mengandalkan AI sebelumnya. Jadi jika ditanya apakah esensi belajar saya itu hilang, jelas tidak, karena justru dengan adanya perkembangan teknologi seperti ini, saya benar-benar sangat ingin belajar untuk bagaimana sih bisa meningkatkan life skills, baik itu soft skills maupun hard skills. Jadi memang saya orang yang ingin belajar, selalu ingin belajar hal baru, dan ya, esensi belajar saya tidak hilang. Baik, cukup. Okay, so I think I will switch with English language again for the closing part. So I think that's all my final exam for speech listening. I hope this will fulfill my requirements to pass this speech listening course. Thank you so much for your attention and see you next time. Goodbye.